You're watching the hottest gaming podcast to hit the scene. Class vs. Crass. The mastermind of this operation is Jason Levine. Class vs. Crass. With the help of his scruffy buddy, 85 to the RGT. Class vs. Crass.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's actually good evening, all you beautiful people. I'm sorry about that. I'm so rude. Welcome to the Class vs. Crass Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Hey Jay. Joining me.
Canadian of you.
Which part? The apology?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and I'm sorry on behalf of everyone else who's done you wrong this week. I'm just so sorry. Joining me, as always, we have the bearded one. With
What is that?
the beard looks a little bit shorter than usual.
Yeah. It's hot. Gotta turn this sucker down.
Gotcha. And to our right, the powerless one, RGT85.
I didn't lose power. Everyone around me lost power. I lost internet.
Oh, the worst of the two.
Yeah, I didn't have internet Wednesday and for most of Thursday.
That sucks. So was there no RGT video on Wednesday?
There was. I tethered my phone and used my phone service with my computer.
The
I
man
saw
pulls through. I would love if one day, like, if you're in such a blackout that you just have to pull out your phone and do like a Twitter video of like, all right, this is your RGT video for today.
Periscope.
If I had to, I
Periscope.
would.
Is Periscope still a thing?
I think that's the
Yes, it
only
is.
way you can stream to Twitter, isn't it?
Yes.
Ew.
Which is silly.
It's
Silly.
Very silly. It is a 1 hour podcast if it is your first time joining us, where we talk about all the greatest things, all the latest things, the latest and greatest things in gaming, sometimes not so great. Specifically last week, we have some of the highlights include PlayStation State of Play, Nintendo bringing more ports, revealing one of their big holiday titles, Pikmin 3. Can't wait to talk about that. We got a little tease of Suicide Squad from Rocksteady Games, finally seeing what they're working on. And if there's anything else of note that I forgot to mention, please let us know in the chat. Before we do that, though, we usually get into what we've been playing. And then the last 15 minutes, that's for the questions, topics, anything that you want us to talk about that we didn't already talk about. Sound good? Sound good. Let's get started with Sean. What have you been playing?
I played Rogue Company on the Switch. It's okay. I didn't buy it. They like, in order to play it right now, you have to like get the founders pack or something, unless you know someone with a beta code. And they were evidently giving away beta codes, but I never got any.
Not big enough.
Yeah, I guess. But someone just randomly sent me a message on the Facebook page for RGT with an extra code, and so I was very grateful for that. So I downloaded it. It runs at 60 frames per second, even in handheld mode. I have played it primarily in handheld mode. Like, it's fun, it's okay, but I don't know that like I really am super into it, if that makes any sense. It's kind of just, you know, another one of those style of games. Right now there's only two main game modes and stuff like that. The maps, there's a bunch of different maps, but all the maps feel very similar in sort of how they're laid out. Like, it just seems like it just has different graphics for the maps.
What's its gimmick? Like, what is the
It doesn't
selling
really
point?
just different character. It's a third person shooter, and there's different characters, and after rounds you earn money and you can buy like perks or upgrade your weapons with that money and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't say there really is a gimmick. One of the things that they sort of shown in the trailers for the game were zip lines, and like the zip lines are hardly ever used. So I wouldn't say that it's like a main focus of the game or anything like that at all. But yeah, so I've been playing that. Friday the 13th servers finally came back up, so I've been playing that, and I've been playing with my Sharp Famicom Twin, and nothing really else. No no other games. I didn't get an Avengers beta, but I hear that it's not great. So
Yeah.
It's very average. Average. That didn't work at all. It's an average game. That was a bad joke. Yeah, it's apparently very average. How about you, Greg? What have you been playing?
Been playing some Fall Guys. It was actually, kind of fun just to jump in with some new people on that game, and played with Brett a little bit.
PC or PlayStation?
So I made the mistake on playing it on the base PlayStation first,
That's what I did.
and yeah, and it is pretty sloggy, laggy, sluggish. Like, I was pretty disappointed with the experience, and then I jumped to, because I thought crossplay was going to be enabled initially, and then I was like, oh shit, it's not. So I was playing it first on my PS4, base PS4, then I jumped to PC, and it's like night and day.
Really?
Completely different experience. Yeah. Other than that, I did some retro hunting. I fixed my Virtual Boy this week. For those who know, there's like a ribbon problem with it, where the glue that they use to adhere it to the board becomes dried out over time, and so instead of soldering or resoldering, I just took a heat gun to it in like a very fine spot and used this like mini toolkit to press it down, and it worked. So I've been playing some a couple games on there.
Your eyes okay?
Yeah, no, my contacts are bugging me.
From playing Virtual Boy.
Oh no, yeah, they're completely fine. After I fixed the ribbon, the screen was so crisp and it just looked freaking great. I cleaned the lenses as well too. But it was kind of funny because this buddy of mine, this guy Nick that I've been talking to from a local retro gamer group, he was kind of walking me through it, and he was, we've been talking about retro stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm finally starting to get back out and hunt. So one morning I woke up super early before work, and I saw that somebody posted 35 NES games for like $70, and I was like, I'm gonna go try and pick these up. And so I messaged the person, and they were like, oh, somebody's on their way, they'll be here at 6:45. If they don't show up, you can have them. And I was like, cool. So I messaged her, and she's like, oh, someone picked them up. So I figured, my buddy Nick would not be up or anything. So I messaged him the listing, and I was like, oh, some bastard got this. And he called me right after, and I was like, no. He's like, I guess I'm a bastard. He's like, and guess what was in here? And I was like, don't tell me. Oh. And so he had Adventure Island 1 through 3, Snow Brothers, a like $200-something game right now.
Snow Brothers,
it
was in there. It was like, blew my mind because, I think for a lot of people,
Snow Brothers, never heard of that.
Like the market is like kind of dried up for hunters. Like I probably buy more than I actually go out and hunt, even though, I do find stuff at some thrift shops. But oh man, but I'm glad he got it, because he needed to clean off some of the pins inside and then resolder some of them kind of together. And he's like, no joke, it was about the size of a baby's hair.
What?
I was like, good Lord. So he's really, really intelligent dude. I like, being able to bounce ideas off him, and for the information, he's kind of shared about how he fixes this kind of stuff. But I just thought that was like so crazy that I was like, no way he's up right now. And he lives even further out than I do. But it's when you see a post like that, you can't ignore it.
That could have been yours.
I know. I'm
so
very disappointed.
But hey, didn't you get Mega Man 5? I saw you posted on
Mega
Discord.
Man 5, yeah, I finally have 1 through 6 now.
Are you gonna go beyond, or is that like you just want the NES set?
I just want the NES set. I have a bunch of stuff that I need my mom to send from California. Like I have a mint, like super nice condition NES action set, like Mario Brothers 3 in the box, and a couple other games complete in box that I want to get here. But I'm on a retro kick again. I don't know.
It's good. It's fun. I remember what it was like collecting. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, and I try not to, just because I get so impulsive and start, bidding on stuff and trying to get a deal. But, I'll leave that to the rest of the heathens out there paying excruciating prices.
I think the best part is really when you get a bundle and it's not very well described online. It's like, here's a box, just buy it, and like
Yeah.
you just buy it, or like mystery lockers and stuff like that. Like that's the cool stuff.
Yeah. What about you, Jason? What have you been playing?
I've been playing so many things this past week. So the usual Castlevania game. Played Fallout Guys, which I didn't actually enjoy it that much, and I think it's because it's a competitive game, and I tend to not like competitive games that much. There's a lot of the game that is left to luck, and to play it with random people, I didn't get that much joy. I would love to play it with friends. I think it would be like a lot better with friends. So I'm really happy I got it for free. Well, for free. I got it with my PS Plus subscription because otherwise I wouldn't want it. Played 2 hours of. Sean was watching me play this. Grounded? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Hey,
The one we were supposed to play together?
We were supposed to. I played it the wrong night, and then I didn't tell you about it. And I just remembered yesterday because after sitting on it for a few days, I was like, I really don't like this game. And I asked for a refund via Steam. The second game I've ever asked for a refund on Steam. It's I can't get into it. Like it wasn't at all what I imagined it to be. I was expecting it to be more about building, harvesting, but it's more synonymous to a zombie survival game than a, let's say, a Harvest Moon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping more of the Harvest Moon than the zombie survival.
We also were, he wasn't playing it right.
Oh,
He
listen to
didn't
this
do-
guy.
He didn't do any mission.
There's one mission in the game right now.
You still didn't do it.
I didn't. That's kind of what like turned me off. I was like, oh, there's a mission. This is exciting. Oh, there's story. Oh, they haven't developed it yet. Please wait until we develop the story. That's literally what the first mission tells you once you complete it.
I told you the game. It's a game that you could play with friends and it would be fun, but playing by yourself, it gets boring very quickly. And about Fallout Guys, okay, Fallout Guys is a flash in the pan. In 3 weeks, nobody's gonna give a shit about Fallout Guys. Mark my words.
Is anything else coming out in 3 weeks? I think something has to replace the hype of Fallout Guys.
Does it? No, because these stupid hype beast Twitch streamers will just move back to their traditional games that they were known for, and Fallout Guys will be left behind.
Maybe.
Fall Guys, whatever the fuck the name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just like, like how Apex Legends leveraged a lot of their like influencers to kick that off. The same thing with, Fortnite and stuff like that. I think it's the same. It's hard to get people. They want people in the battle royale to have a battle royale. So I think that's their way to leverage it. But I did find that their Twitter feed is abnormally active. Like they're pretty transparent. They're it's very conversational, but I think could also be to their detriment.
Potentially.
Too friendly.
Yeah, like you're a business, you're making money, and things are just happen to be going on the upswing right now, and I'm like, oh, like that's a little too casual for me. I don't know.
Yeah. So like Fallout Guys, what I don't like. So I'm running, right, and I'm trying to like jump on this ledge. I'm about to jump, and for some reason I didn't grab it. And then like all of a sudden there's like just 50 like little wiener beans just like getting around me, and I can't do anything. Like you're literally getting stampede. Like it's like Black Friday, I assume, in the U.S. Like I assume they probably should have named this game Black Friday in the U.S. because to me it looks the same except these are like little weenie dudes. So probably not touching that one again. Then I played Carry On, which was just as good as I had hoped. It's a fun game. Not done with it yet. Been playing that. I tried Farming Simulator. Super boring. Never touching that again. I finally like I don't know what happened this week. I was just craving like I was just trying to like pass the time because I'm starting Ghost of Tsushima tonight. So I was like, okay, I gotta try these other games to just stay busy. So I like picked up. I tried Lego Ninjago. The movie, the video game, or the video game movie, whatever, because I had it. Like they gave it for free in July. Really good game. Like it's a good Lego game. So that was a nice surprise.
Just because it's ninjas.
But it's good. Like
It's just because it's ninjas.
But they do it well. They do it well. The second Marvel game is not good, and those are Marvel superheroes. So there's that. And then I play, like I'm telling you guys, I play so much. I started Shadow of the Colossus again, but the PS4 version. So I completed the PS3 version. PS4 looks phenomenal, plays just as shitty as the original. Like they did not change the controls. And And I think that is all the stuff I played, which was a lot of dabbling, a lot of just like touching stuff. All right. Let's get into our first topic. Do you guys want to get right into state of play, love it like a hater, or do you want to do something else?
I just State of Play. It was probably one of the bigger stories.
Yeah.
I skimmed it, so
Skimmed it like a net in a pool.
yeah, I played it on like 1.5 speed and was just like, oh, okay, well, Godfall, okay.
All right. I have not played The Last Guardian Meters. I'm not that I wasn't willing to pay full price for that. I'll play it eventually though. First up, we got Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time we saw a little bit more gameplay for it. Love it like a hater, man.
Love it. I thought it looked great.
Same boat. I like the, you can play each character all the way through. The only thing I don't like about it, it seems so slow.
Yeah, it seems like the same sort of speed as the
Yeah,
original.
isn't Crash
but,
always kind of slow?
But I could see what he's saying.
Yeah, but I really like, that they were able to achieve this much polish. I think they were working on it a lot longer than people suspect them to, or had been.
Maybe. The Crash trilogy is one of the few games I've also returned, shipped back, sold. So I can't get into this IP. Like, I hate the fact that it's a 3D platformer, but you're running with a fixed camera from behind or towards the camera. And I saw that again in this trailer. I'm just like, no, it's not for me. I get there's a whole fan base out there. I'm not part of it.
I think it does take some getting used to, though, to be fair.
But I did give it a chance. With the trilogy, I played a good 10 levels in the first one. Tried a bit of the second one to see if it got better, and then the third one I tried 1 or 2 levels. I'm like, it's all the same stuff. I don't like it. Next up, we got Hitman 3, where they showed us, you have this whole VR optional mode where you can play the entire game in VR. Love it like a hater, man.
Meh, I don't really care about VR.
I'm in the like it boat. I really did like where the previous episodic Hitman went, and so I'm actually interested to maybe invest in some PSVR this next go around.
I like it, not because I like VR yet, but I like what they did here, that you can actually experience a whole other optional experience, and it's another way to play a game. I like the idea behind it. I'm sure some people like it. It seems to be a nice push forward for what VR experiences can be. Personally, I won't play it, but I like the idea and the announcement. This one, Braid gets an anniversary edition, full redrawn art and developer commentary. Love it like a hater, man.
Meh.
Meh. I don't care.
Have you guys played this one, the original?
No.
Wow.
But I've probably played a million games that are just like it by now.
By now, yeah. So for those who don't know, Braid was one of the early indies in the late 2000s when the whole indie movement was starting. It was a 2D puzzle platformer that you could reverse time. So if you fall into a hole, you rewind time and you come out of the hole.
I think the commentary around the game is much bigger than the game itself.
Probably. Have you? Yeah. Well, it was in the movie, the indie movie, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm.
It's a meh from me because I played the original when I saw I was hoping for a sequel, and just to get a remaster, I'm like, it's not a game that needs a remaster. Have you guys ever played a game with a developer commentary?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I was wondering what that is. I haven't either. Next up, we got Spelunky 2 with a new trailer. Love it like a hater, man.
That was amazing.
What is with you? I would have
Really?
really.
It really made the show complete. Splunky is back after a long hiatus, and the millions of Splunky fans were wondering, where the fuck is Splunky 2? And now Splunky 2 is back.
Okay, so you're in that boat. I see.
I don't care.
I thought you were, for a moment, I thought you were in this. So the original, Shane from Rerez loves it. If I remember, this is the game that he was going crazy about. He's like, this is good video game he was showing. I think this is it. I could be completely wrong. If he's watching this, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was like, oh, he's going to love this. It's a meh for me. I don't care about Splunky.
Samesies.
They made a big deal about it, though.
I like the name, Spelunky.
Is it Spee or Sp?
I mean, you could say it either way. And did you know that a lot of these games are actually coming to the Switch as well and stuff?
Oh, of course.
I think Splunky is. What was the game we just talked about?
Crash Bandicoot's probably coming.
That was kind of
To Switch.
leaked.
Braid.
Source
Braid is.
Braid is on there.
Next, there's they announced the expansion to Control with a glimpse of bearded Alan Wake. Love it like a hater, meh.
I like it, but it's not gonna make me get Control to do the Alan Wake stuff.
You haven't played it yet?
Control, no.
Oh. How about you,
I
Greg?
have not either.
I played it a bit and I liked it, and I don't know why I can't go back to it. Every time I see it in my library, I'm just like, I don't feel like playing this game.
Yeah.
So, meh for me. Next, we got an update on Vader Immortal, a Star Wars VR series. Love it like a hater, meh.
It's VR. I believe it's already out as well
One of the episodes, I think.
on Oculus or something like that. So,
Yep.
meh.
I like it. They just have no way to really showcase in good light VR games other than like Beat Saber. Like everything looks just so bad.
Well, it looks like a first-person game. I mean, that's all you can show, right?
Yeah, but they don't like know whether to show. Like sometimes they'll show the person and they're like, whatever. Like show a side by side of somebody playing and what they're actually doing instead of like,
But how they would be
shitty
like.
textured videos.
What would they look like? Like they'd be doing a lot of this in their VR headset, looking around, doing like this. Like that's not
Like, if they're-
exciting.
But if they're like swinging the lightsaber or throwing it like they did in the video, that would be cooler than.
You know what that would look like? It's gonna look like that Star Wars kid from the early like internet meme days, just like doing this with like a broomstick. That's what it would look like. Like people,
Well,
like
so be it.
regular people, don't look good doing acrobatic things. Like that requires talent and athleticism, and most of the gamer community probably doesn't have that level. So it'd be really just like.
It's pretty judgmental.
It is very judgmental, and I identify with that. I can't make athletic things look good. That's my take on it. Next we had Aeon Must Die. Love it like a hater, Matt. Which one was this? Was this the 2D beat 'em up that has a lot of? Yeah, this is one with the drama.
Yeah. Meh.
Which one was this one?
It was the 2D beat 'em up game where like the developer, there was like a big problem and like the whole team left or some shit like that.
There's like a rights issue that they weren't supposed to like announce the game, or apparently they didn't pay their workers and stuff. It's a really messy. So anyway, the game is like a 2D brawler that looks like Tron, basically.
Meh.
Also, it looked cool, but that's it. Then we got Hood, Outlaws and Legends, which really look like what did I refer this to? I forget. It looks like medieval Ghost of Tsushima, basically. Love it like a hater, man.
Meh. I had to be reminded of what the game was. Wasn't it all just CGI shit, anyways?
I think there was a little bit of gameplay of it's third person. You're a knight or something, and you run around and you kill things.
Yeah, I'm watching it now. Where's the gameplay?
And you're sneak.
I'm not gonna play it.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
so?
Greg,
Meh.
you guys are very energetic about this. The Pedestrian coming out to PlayStation 4 in January. Love it like a hater, man.
Man, like it looked, I don't know, the concept of it was kind of neat with the character going about and stuff like that, but I don't know, it's just kind of boring looking to me.
Greg, as someone who actually plays Pedestrian,
Love it.
wow. Okay.
I actually really did. I really did like the game when I got to play it initially. I actually scored it a 9 out of 10. The concepts, the way they kind of made this environment, with the spaces available. Like there's one like you go down and you're in like a Game Boy type device and you're like trying to like go to these different areas to plug into the next power to get to the next stage. Everything just kind of flows into the next area, and just the way it was very unique in how they created these puzzles, and A lot of them were some real head scratchers, but I think the overall execution in terms of design, sound, like everything molded together very well, and I think they pulled off a really great new concept on a platformer. So
Is some people were while I was watching it, some people were commenting on the controls. Is it very like I heard it was very basically mouse controlled. Do you envision how it would work with a controller?
I think I actually did play with a controller.
Oh, so it's doable. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems. I actually, like I said, enjoyed it. So I think it's cool that other people get to enjoy this game.
That'll be cool. It can get some
The ending's
trophies.
pretty good too.
Yeah. Next, we finally got some gameplay for Bug Snacks. Love it, like it, hate it, or meh.
Meh.
You guys suck.
I hate it.
You hate Bug Snacks?
I hate it because of the following behind it. People are so loud about it. And it just annoys me.
I agree with you, Greg. I'm actually like scaling back my enthusiasm for this game because I loved it when I first saw it, and then I saw the virality of the movement that I don't identify with. I'm just like, you guys are kind of souring it for me. I guess this is what Sean feels like when I'm trying to promote Hollow Knight to him.
Yes.
I'm gonna repackage it as like something else, the White Knight, and I'll be like, play the White Knight. I think it's cool that we finally got to see though what the gameplay is, so I'm gonna say I like it. Although it does look a lot more kiddie than I expected. It looks a lot more like a kid's puzzle game. Little Pokemon Snap elements. Kitty. Next we have Anno Mutationum, which I'm trying to remember what this is.
Spell it.
ANNO.
Okay.
This is this one looked rough. You play as like I think.
Oh yeah, is it an endless runner?
I really don't know. So you're like a girl in a cyberpunk. What's with all the cyberpunk theme these days?
It's the new. Oh no, it's like a 2D platformer,
but with depth.
an action adventure with RPG elements set in a cyberpunk world, featuring a unique mix of pixelated 2D and 3D graphical style with a rich, dark, and bizarre plot.
There we go. Too much.
Meh.
I'm gonna give it a meh.
I'm gonna give it a like it.
There we go.
I kind of see where they're going with the combat and story and stuff. At least the combat looks fulfilling,
The animation looks gross though. It really did not look appealing to play that. Like I don't want to look at that.
It looks choppy.
Yes, very choppy. Next we have the Pathless from the creators of Abzu.
Is that from? I like that Zoo. That was a fun game.
I think this is one where you play as like a huntress with a bow and arrow. I'm pretty sure it's out on Apple Arcade. Love it, like it, hate it, or meh.
It's a mythic adventure game about an archer and an eagle in a vast forest.
And you get to pet your eagle.
Is it an Apple? Yeah, it was. It was one of the first games to be announced for Apple Arcade.
Yeah.
Is it out though?
On Apple Arcade it is.
Is it really?
Now you're making me wonder.
Because I see a trailer for it, but I don't see that it ever came out.
Oh.
No reviews for it.
Conspiracy.
I want to look.
3 days ago, it's part of an article of 12 games we can't wait to play, so I assume it's not out yet.
So
Looks
it's
cool.
Yeah, I mean it's okay, but I'm gonna give it a meh.
I'm gonna give it a like it. I like the art style.
Yeah,
It's not very Abzu though. Like if you ever played Abzu was like a very
Isn't that the water game?
yeah, and it was very mysterious. It was slow paced, sort of relaxing, but it was interesting. This looks just, I don't know, looks different.
the only reason, like the kind of downside I see to it, what's the Sonic Rings or whatever, the one that came out on the Wii, that was like
There's a few of them.
on rails, but it was like
Sonic and the Secret Rings.
yeah, that's that's the only thing I don't like about those types of games, and that's what this seems like in certain cases, like when the character's flying, like running through the levels, like sliding and shooting these targets and stuff, and I don't know, it just kind of turned me off. But then the boss battles look like they open up to like this big, like insane boss battle, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't quite get if it is on rails or if it's not on rails, because there's some parts where you're clearly seen exploring a 3D area at your own pace.
So this trailer was on Apple Arcade. They also released this trailer, PlayStation did, on December 6, 2018 for the PlayStation 4. And then they talk about it in this game again. That's
For the PlayStation 5.
That's weird.
It's the game that's forever teasing the next platform. 10 years from now, the Pathless coming to PlayStation 6. This one was interesting. Genshin Impact, an open-world action RPG, aka Breath of the Waifu. Love it like a hater, man.
I like it. I don't think it's a bad game because it copies Breath of the Wild. I think that's a smart thing to do. That's why I'm looking forward to Windbound, which comes out at the end of this month. So, it's not a PlayStation exclusive or anything like that, but it's cool.
Agreed. Like it. If you're gonna copy a game, dude, like Breath of the Wild is the way to go. Greg?
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a like it just for the art style. I think it looked very polished. This was like a much better title to showcase, that seemed like some development work had been put behind it. And yeah, the Breath of the Wild stuff is just kind of.
I'm also gonna give it a like it for the waifus. I mean, nobody's gonna comment on it, but it's nice to have a Breath of the waifus. Next, Auto Chess coming to PlayStation. Love it like a hater, man.
Finally,
this is what you were waiting for all year.
The presentation was just, it was sort of lacking, and I was like, and it needs something to sort of spruce it up. And when I saw Auto Chess, I was like, fucking finally, this is what people have been looking forward to. This is a potential. I mean, really, it's a potential game of the year, really.
Yeah. Can you even put this game in a trailer? I literally looked at this for however long the trailer is. I was like, it's nothing changes. It's a board. It's so boring. I hate it. I hate Auto Chess, and I hate the fact that it's popular because I don't get it. I played Auto Chess on Steam, and I do not understand its appeal. Huh?
Is it a thing?
Auto Chess? Yeah, it's like a Dota thing.
Like, what do you do? Like, do you plan your moves? And
I can't even explain it to you guys. You have your dudes, and you drop your dudes, and your dudes do things, and then a lot of it is automated. I don't get it. But
I'd rather just play somebody in some like shitty online chess match.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Maybe
auto battler. Your peeps have stats. Yeah, no, thank you.
No. I don't know if anybody here can explain it better, but Siggy Sarah says super confusing. Yeah, he wants to learn it. Go learn it and please come back in and give us a full report on how to play it. Temtem, aka the Pokemon game for PlayStation. It's also on Steam. Love it like a hater, man.
It's also coming to Switch. I'm gonna give it a resounding meh.
Nah. Agreed. Greg?
Meh.
Yeah. I mean,
although initially there was like a big community behind it on Steam that I remember, and then it just kind of teetered off once Pokemon actually did release. Actually, you know what? I'll give it a like it.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it fills a void where Nintendo hasn't really expanded their horizons to put, their IP on PC. Outside of Nintendo, and I think there could have been a very careful way to do that, but I think this kind of fills the void for fans that want something else, and a developer that you can will most likely take feedback and make the game better to be as competitive as Pokemon or to compete against other IPs like that. Digimon.
I do like the idea of another company tackling the Pokemon formula, because maybe it'll inspire Nintendo and Pokemon Company specifically to do things different, take a bigger risk. I get that they're always doing incremental risks, but it just feels... That's another game I forgot to mention. I played an hour of Pokemon last week, and I was so bored. I had to switch it out, which led me to Mario Maker 2, and I streamed Mario Maker 2 for the first time. Got a sense of the Mario Maker 2 Twitch community. It's very different than the Animal Crossing community, let's just say that. And
one word, what describes them? Horrendous.
Succinct. And lastly, you guys were all waiting for an update on this, and we got a good, solid, I think, 10 minutes of Godfall. I really wish you were watching with us, Sean, because when I see this game, I think of you. Love it like a hater, man. Weren't you excited for this game at one point?
I mean, I don't hate the game. I think it's going to be a fine game. It's just that presentation wasn't very good for it.
Didn't sell you on it?
No, it took too damn long.
Yeah. So love it like a hater, man.
The presentation was meh. I still think the game is going to be pretty solid. I mean, it's a launch title game. Look at launch title games. Launch title games usually, for most systems, especially Sony systems, aren't remembered very long thereafter. So,
Yeah, when was the last time you heard someone talk about Rise?
right, or Infamous, or The Order 1866, or 1886. It's a launch game.
Yeah. Infamous 3 specifically, right? Is that what you're referring to? Because I was just... Go ahead, Greg.
No, I was gonna say that the trailer for Godfall was was just like, oh, this freaking epic battle! Like, look how crazy this is! And it's like, sling, sling, and I'm like,
It looks
how's the same thing.
It looks very much like God of War.
Yeah,
Older God of War,
It looked like the new one, Dad of War.
kind of.
Like the way he's walking with his axe. Even
Yeah, I guess you're right.
there's a frame by frame animation too.
I jumped back into God of War.
Did you? Did you finish Spider-Man though?
I did. Remember, I finished it like a couple weeks ago.
I forget. I think you might have said it. So now you're back into God of War.
Yeah,
Where are you at in that?
still I think I finished the first part of the story.
Do you have the talking head yet?
No.
Okay, it gets good when you have the talking head.
Yeah, I've still got a ways to go.
And the days go by, and the bars fall way down. And the days go by, while they're falling underground into the blue again. Talking Heads, you fucking moron.
I know this. I know the song. Did not know the group name. Overall, this state of play, love it like a hater, man.
Meh. It was stupid. It was pointless.
It was fun
It was pointless.
in the void of no Nintendo Direct.
Everything. If Nintendo would have done that same shit, it would have been pointless. You had Crash Bandicoot and a bunch of filler and Godfall. That's it. That's all you had. And Crash looks great, but Godfall is, I think it's going to rub. It's not going to be a game for everyone.
It's not going to rub people the right way.
Stop making sense. Stop making sense. That's another good song. I got a girlfriend who's better than that. I'm gonna
Look,
listen to some Talking Heads now.
They should have took the state of play and matched it up with their last presentation and gave one big ass meaty, presentation instead of what they did.
70% of those games didn't need to be talked about in a presentation like that.
Or do it and don't announce it and just be like, here it is. It's out. Pay attention to it if you want.
Shadow drops. Speaking of shadow drops and the competitor, Nintendo finally let out a toot. Pikmin 3. So now we have one of our holiday titles. Are you DJing over there, sir?
Huh?
Why don't you share some of your DJing with us?
Here, play the song.
You better
Do you
not
think
share it on
Pikmin
Facebook.
3 will outsell Wiener Beans?
No. No way. No. You can't compare a first-party Nintendo game to any multi-plat game. The audiences are just massively different. This is gonna demonetize me though.
Wow. that big quarter you're gonna earn. from this show.
10 cents, sir. What is
I'm
this?
sure you could.
Girlfriend is better. Here we go. Should I?
Who took the money?
Oh, this song makes me want to take my shirt off.
It's
What?
so good.
I don't think I know this one.
Dude, this is their best song. It's kind of a little under the radar, but that bass line, dude.
They don't even have 1 million views.
It's so fucking good.
I don't know this one. Has a good beat though.
Yeah, fucking banger.
Is there a chorus I should move to?
There's a chorus that eventually happens.
Oh, you got a little synthesizer
105.
going on in the back.
Got a girlfriend who's better than that.
I could see it grow onto me. What were we talking about?
Pikmin 3.
Yes. Love it like I hate it or meh.
I mean-
hard meh. Hard meh.
I've never played Pikmin 3, so I will buy it because I didn't really care for Pikmin, but I haven't played Pikmin since the GameCube was like new, and I don't think I own any Pikmin games currently. So I'll check it out. And there's additional, and people are bitching about the price, but at least unlike Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, they're putting in new content. There's an epilogue and a prologue of content. There's
DLC. They're adding the DLC.
Yeah, all the DLC in there. So I'm cool with the $60 price point. 40 would have been nicer, but if you're adding in brand new content, okay, that's cool.
How much was the DLC originally? Because I did not pick it up, and there was some cool stuff. There was like a Christmas DLC, Pikmin 3 DLC.
I'm not sure.
I'm looking it up right now. So there was an October DLC, which had 6 new missions. there was like, okay, what? It was $2 for the first pack. The first pack was $2. Then you got 6 more missions in November, another $2, and then you got the Christmas DLC pack, which was 4 stages and a battle mode, which they sold for $5. So in total, your DLC is worth $10. And then they're adding new content, which I'm gonna say, okay, benefit of the doubt, another $10.
And then you have your $40 original game.
Yeah, the price. It's not the price that irks me the most. It's the fact that this is one of their holiday titles. Like, why wasn't Paper Mario a holiday title at this rate?
Well, then what would you have had in July?
Pikmin 3.
So switch the 2 games?
Yeah.
I actually agree with that. I think that would have been a much better way to keep your audience attention. On Nintendo.
It depends what else they have, though.
That's the thing. The reality is right now, our holiday outlook is Pikmin 3. Like, if you're a Switch owner and that's all you've got, and you care about Nintendo first party, you're really busy grinding your Hyrule Warriors and your Animal Crossing, and you got Pikmin 3 on the horizon. And like, okay, what else is dropping in like September, November here? Is a Pokemon game coming out this year? Like, is it going to be the first time we don't get a Pokemon game?
Maybe Snap.
Like, that's a holiday title in my opinion. If they have Snap 2, but I don't think they're going to have Snap 2.
I just sold my Pokemon Snap complete in box. It was pretty sad.
It's still TBA when the release date for that is.
And I think you saw that. I don't know if you saw this, Greg. I made a little tweet just pointing out the fact that, like, Nintendo's... Actually, this is a whole other topic. I brought up the point of, have we ever seen a drought? And then this one guy kind of like came with his...
motherfucker!
Thank you. Exactly. That's what they did, but in a tweet. But anyways, I just pointed out that it does feel like a drought when you look at Nintendo's first party. There's a lot of games coming out on the Switch. I'm not disputing that. But when you look at the release that Nintendo's pumping out, it's a lot slower. And it's a very different time because if you compare it to every other time in Nintendo's last 20 years, let's say, it was a time where Nintendo was always supporting 2 platforms. You always had handheld console. And between the two, you had at least like 20 first-party titles every year. This year, we have about 6 on the Switch because now everything's been, there's only one platform to focus on. There's less game than ever. And yes, people are going to come and yell, what's COVID? There's a pandemic. And they're going to come in and be like little smartasses. But it's like, all right, this isn't happening in a vacuum. Why is Xbox, PlayStation able to meet their deadlines? And sure, there's some delays, but nobody's saying it's because of COVID. And Nintendo themselves are not coming out and saying we can't delay games because of COVID. So all I'm saying is, what's up?
I think the first sign of this was Breath of the Wild. That was the first sign of things to come for Nintendo, allocating all their resources into one, big title. And that was, their focus, and slowly, cutting off the oxygen supply to the 3DS. And, that could be now those teams that were, previously siloed into working on games for the 3DS, or porting games to the 3DS, are now, their resources are moved to supporting the Switch. So I think that's probably caused that, delay where we would have probably had, handheld titles coming out in this time frame instead, where the focus is the Switch and whatever that looks like for the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm. This guy's still banging away.
Now I'm listening to Metallica.
But like the thing with Breath of the Wild, they even brought in didn't they have other studios come in like non-traditionals?
Monolith.
Monolith came in on Breath of the Wild, and even Monolith expanded. From what last I heard, they have like 3 studios now. Like they've just been duplicating their capacities.
They probably have like the same amount of studios that like Microsoft has, like just in-house. Like, and if you count like the different divisions of Nintendo, and then companies like Grezzo, Monolith,
HAL,
Intelligent Systems, HAL, Retro Studios, like it's fucking weird.
It's very weird.
But I mean, the thing of it is that all you need is one Nintendo Direct to completely fix everything.
It is. The thing is, we don't know, right?
And that's the bizarre thing about it. Supposedly, there might be something happening between the 11th and 22nd. You got to talk eventually, though.
You do.
And then you would say, well, why wasn't Pikmin 3 a part of that? I mean, maybe like a myriad of reasons. What type of direct is it? Is it a full direct or is it a direct mini? Do they have stuff better than Pikmin 3? Is it a game focused direct? Like with some people are thinking Super Mario's 35th anniversary. So you wouldn't do a Pikmin 3 announcement there. You wouldn't do a Pikmin 3 announcement. And really, it's like the magnitude of the announcement. Like, is that something that, it seems kind of like a throwaway announcement, or something that would be, overlooked. I don't know.
Pikmin 3?
Give the dogs some scraps. Here, give them Pikmin 3.
Or they're getting ready for Pikmin 4 or the Pikmin collection.
Yeah, I do agree. But, like to Sean's point too, that, one direct to fix everything. But that's more so speaking to fair-weather Nintendo fans more than, and the community more than actual, like, game content or whatever.
So here's another question: could the console, the next gen console, whatever, play a part? Like, do you think they're maybe waiting to see what the console prices are so they know what they're dealing with in the
no,
gaming
they don't
space?
give a fuck. They don't care. They never have cared. They never will care. I mean, fucking look at Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing sold 22 million units between March and June
it's at 22
30th.
mil.
22 million between March and June 30th. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
Okay, but you don't
And they
think
set their own pricing with the Switch. I think they were just like, okay.
so. You don't think if PlayStation and Xbox come out with their consoles and say it's 400, 500, you don't think Nintendo's like, okay, well we're going to do a $300 or a $200 bundle with this game and this hardware?
Nope, they don't care. I mean, and if they did, it would just be like a Black Friday sale or something.
Yeah.
Even if they did care, they wouldn't show their cards like Microsoft and Sony are right now, where it's very apparent that each one is waiting for each other. And Nintendo's just like, we don't even need to be, you guys fight it out. We'll just watch from.
Or do you think they're holding their cards close to their chest because there's so much noise between Xbox and PlayStation camp? They're going to wait for that hurrah to be over. And then 2021, they're like, this is why you want to stay with us. Here are all our games.
Yeah, because they're like in this like weird off-cycle kind of release. So I think that would be, if they did do that, it would be very Nintendo of them.
To hold off till 2021?
Yeah.
And then be like, bam, bam, bam.
To let the bros duke it out and then just be like, okay, well, here's a
Zelda game. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Although now it sounds like Animal Crossing is the bread and butter of Nintendo. Like, screw Mario and Zelda games. It's Animal Crossing. I didn't realize it was 22 mil.
22 million. It's the second highest. I think it's second highest selling Switch game of all time. It's already number 36 or 35 on all-time game sales for all games ever.
Apparently, they have beaten every PlayStation exclusive ever, or maybe it was PlayStation 4 exclusives. Well, I'm glad I got into it. Thank you, all of those who convinced me to get Animal Crossing.
Yeah, the Last of Us and the Last of Us Remastered is the best-selling first-party Sony game at 19 million.
Doesn't surprise me.
Which is odd considering their install base, you know.
It's weird. Like, they only have ever 7 games that eclipse 10 mil.
In the first party games? Ever.
Yeah.
Across all 4 consoles.
Yes.
Which ones? Run us down.
The Last of Us and Last of Us Remastered, which is bundled together at 19 mil. So that's PS3 and PS4. Uncharted 4 was 15 million. Gran Turismo 3 was roughly 15 million. God of War PS4 was 12 million. Gran Turismo 5 was 12 million. Gran Turismo 6 was 11.73 million. And Horizon was 10 mil.
Do you guys think that there's more, that they hit more of these, like, you know, $10 million sold or 10 million units?
Uh-oh. Did I lose you guys? What just happened? Did I lose you guys? Stream's still up, right? I'm seeing the stream still up. Am I talking with you guys by myself? And am I alone with these dudes? Hello? I'm here. Okay, so I'm alone. Where did Sean and Greg go? Guys? What happened to you guys? Help. My internet's up. We lost Sean. Sean's coming back.
I'm here.
All right, Greg's here. Whoa, that is so weird. You guys froze. Sorry, Greg, you cut out.
I don't know.
You still?
weird.
Yeah. Don't leave me again like that, guys.
I was wrong. Spider-Man is also on that list at 13 mil.
Okay, that's good.
But still, like, that's...
Hey, wait.
That's
When was
weird.
the Spider-Man exclusivity thing announced? How did we not talk about that yet? I feel like you and I would have fought over this, and it hasn't happened.
The Avengers?
Yeah,
Well, you only have 9 minutes left, buddy.
I know. Are you still of the same opinion?
That it's business?
That you're okay with it?
Yes, it's business, motherfucker.
I'm not saying it's not business.
It's business.
It's
You willing to pony up the money? You get the exclusive content. Is it anti-consumer to have Breath of the Wild stuff in Skyrim? No, Nintendo probably ponied up some money.
Those are cosmetics. This is
No,
a
they're not
complete.
cosmetics. They affect the game. The sword has its own properties. The tunic has its own properties. The shield has its own properties. Star Fox and Starlink. How did that come to be
Okay,
about?
but it's not-
Nintendo ponied up money for it.
It's
You
not
have
a-
that exclusive content in the Nintendo Switch version of the game that you can't get on the PS4 or the Xbox One. How's this any fucking different?
Because it's not a video game IP. This is a game for Avengers of comic books.
Spider-Man owns
Spider-Man-
the movie Sony owns the Spider-Man movie franchise. You're gonna think they
Yes.
don't have leverage with that?
Of course, I'm not arguing that they can't do it or that they couldn't do it. They obviously did do it. I'm saying they shouldn't have done it because it's disrespectful to the fan base. You're making a game specifically for a fan base, and now you're basically saying
Xbox users don't buy games. There's a reason why they never talk about game sales.
it's not
on the
just
Xbox.
it's not just Xbox and PlayStation. You've also got the whole PC audience here as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get mods for the game. It's exclusive content because a company paid to have exclusive content in the game. There's nothing wrong with that. It's been that way since the dawn of time, and I like stuff like that because it gives you an incentive to buy it on a certain console.
Okay, I get
What's
where
the
you're coming
problem with
from.
that?
I get where you're coming from with like the Sega SNES days where the games were different. But like imagine if you
You can look at this in any game. I just named 2 games on the Switch. Like John says, Soul Calibur 2. Soul Calibur 2, each game had its own individual character. You had the guy from Tekken on the PlayStation. You had
video
Link
game
and
IPs again. Video game IPs.
Spawn. Spawn was an Xbox. Spawn is not a video game IP. Spawn is a comic book IP. Go fuck yourself.
It's a fighting game. You're not actually okay. So this would be the equivalent of, like, you're going to be playing Avengers. Let's say you're not on PlayStation, and then there's Spider-Man flying. You're like, oh wow, how did that guy happen? Oh yeah, my friend has a PlayStation, and I don't want to pay for the $500 paywall to get Spider-Man, because you're not just punching and kicking like Spawn in a fighting game. This is a Marvel game in a Marvel universe, and one of the characters is locked out. Like,
what was really anti-consumer? This game that came out is called Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. The first two games came out on the PlayStation and the Xbox, and then all of a sudden, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, a game that was popular on the PlayStation and the Xbox, all of a sudden is now a Nintendo Switch exclusive.
I'm okay with
anti-consumer.
No,
it's anti-consumer. It's the
And
same
it has
fucking
Spider-Man
thing.
in it.
That's
it has Spider-Man in it.
That is the full game on the Switch. That's a full experience. Now what you have is basically a stripped down naked mole rat of an experience everywhere else, and the PlayStation, which is, let's be honest, that is your true Avengers experience. You have the one game that is like you have to buy on PlayStation, and everywhere else, why would you buy it anywhere else?
Exactly. So Sony made a power move. Good for them. It's anti-consumer that Microsoft is buying all these studios to make games exclusively on the Xbox family of systems. That's so anti-consumer.
Well,
shit is retarded.
It is.
And you're not supposed to say that word, but it's retarded.
You're saying this like every week now. You're starting to make it a trend, sir.
Because people are fucking babies.
Do
you not know how the world works?
I think this specific example is very unique compared to everything else you've described. And it's the only reason I think people are in such an uproar, because it's an experience.
It's not. It is literally the exact same thing as Starlink. Literally.
No, it's the exact same thing as if you had a Star Wars game on PlayStation, Xbox, and Darth Vader is not in one version.
Okay. I'll buy
You'd be okay with that?
Vader in it. Yes, that's what's beautiful. This anti-consumerism shit is a bunch of fucking millennial little babies who like to sit on fucking Twitter all day and just bitch about life and bitch about shit instead of trying to do something to better themselves. Like, I get it. Life sucks. You know, everyone goes through that teenager phase where life sucks and everything like that. But the difference was motherfuckers like us, there wasn't a social media thing to talk about shit like this. So people, you know, our age didn't become manifested in shit like this unless you were just like a MySpace emo weirdo.
You are going off into weird political territory right now.
It's not political. It's not political at all. It's factual.
So
those are the people complaining about this shit.
If we go back to the old days, Sega, SNES, you have Aladdin, a game that was very different on two platforms. One platform you can play as Abu, the other one you can't.
You had two different companies making those games.
That's not the point. I'm talking about content. Abu is part of the Aladdin universe. In one game you can play as him, in the other one you can't. And that's way different than Star Wars, by the way.
I would actually argue that this is a very pro-consumer move.
Yep.
Because
what?
Simply because it gives the consumer the choice to purchase either game to their liking on either platform to their liking, and you know the bottom line for a consumer is to give them choices.
Who would say no? Hold the Spider-Man on my Marvel game. No, thank you, sir.
Well, the game is going to crash anyway, I'm sure.
I don't want the best character in the
everyone
MCU.
That I've seen that's played the beta has said
that's
boring
your
and vanilla.
opinion. That's your opinion that he's the best. A lot of people like Hulk.
How you don't see Hulk movies or games or anything perform that well. Spider-Man is one of the best performing.
Bullshit! Go fuck yourself. In the early 2000s, there was tons of Hulk movies. There was tons of Hulk.
They were bad. They were bad. Bad CG.
They were bad. And Hulk Ultimate Destruction was a fantastic fucking game on the GameCube, PS2, Xbox era.
It's probably worth like $200 on the GameCube right now.
Probably, dude. That shit blew me the fuck away. I wonder how much that game is, because I'd like to play that again.
Lightning round, guys. What are your questions, topics, anything we might have missed?
2 minutes. No, it's only like $20.
Because it's worthless, because nobody likes it. Point proven. What's Spider-Man? Spider-Man on GameCube. Look up the price.
Which one?
2.
What's that?
That was the best one. Spider-Man 2 on GameCube is not expensive. Spider-Man 2, $10.99.
Wow.
It's cheaper.
Okay.
Go fuck yourself.
You got me.
Pro-consumer to give the consumer choices. I like it. The Stern TMNT pinball game. I feel like I've seen it, and I didn't like it. But let me look real quick.
All right.
Oh, no, I like this. I like this.
Gadget Mike, you said, Jay, at least make some sense. Like, my Star Wars example is the closest thing that is reasonably comparable to this Marvel. Like, having a Star Wars game with no Darth Vader in one version, and he's playable in the other version. That is If you're okay with that, I'm not going to argue with you because you're okay.
I am
with
okay with that.
That-
I am okay with a company willing to spend money to give their consumers a better product. That's what capitalism is about. Making things better, making people want to come to you. Everyone should just, you know what? All cars should be the same, Jason. All houses should be the same. Everything should be the exact same in life, and everyone should have the exact same clothes because there should be no consumerism. There should be no choices in life. Everyone should have one television brand, one video game system, one computer brand. Let's just fucking make a monopoly out of everything.
you can have a middle ground without going to extremes.
That's what you want. That's what you just said.
I'm saying some lines should not be crossed. Like don't console gate characters in a fan.
Don't make
Here.
exclusive games on consoles either.
No.
Let's
You
just
know,
all-
no. You can make exclusive games on your
Direction
console.
you're coming. No. That's the same direction you're going into.
That's like
but
going
not
to your
allowing
McDonald's or your
exclusive
Burger
content.
King. You know that where you're going for the burger you want. Same
And then
thing.
you go in there. Why can't I have a McDouble? I'm a Burger King. I like McDonald's burgers better, even though flame broiled is better. I like the Turtles art because they have pupils.
What?
A lot of
What?
they have pupils.
Why are you talking about Turtles art?
Someone asked about it.
Okay. Context, please.
On the Stern pinball machine, the characters have pupils, where a lot of the rehashed characters from the reboot don't have pupils, like the toys and shit, even though they originally had pupils.
Did I miss any questions, Greg? Were you paying attention to chat?
Kind of. Most of them are just comments on you guys.
I mean, I should have brought it up earlier because I'm kind of like biting my tongue because it's 9 o'clock. But also, I don't know if Sean's even willing to see my point of view here. Because he's like, you say one thing, it's all like a political movement. I'm a socialist. I'm going to like...
Calm down, Karl Marx.
Communist and stuff.
Communist Manifesto. Lenin. Trotsky.
You know, never mind.
We're already down the rabbit hole. Come on,
Yeah,
Jason.
no, I'm not getting into political discussion with this guy. I was going to point out Canada is definitely more of a socialist country than the U.S.
Yeah, enjoy paying $1 million for your video games, asshole.
I live a happy life.
Do you?
I
Then
do.
why do I have more video games than you?
I have the
Because
ones I
good
like.
video
It's not about quantity, it's about quality.
But I have quantity and quality.
But I don't want my house filled with video games that they take up all that space. I just want a small little amount right there.
Do you, though?
I do. I don't need to play all those other bad games. There were no questions, were there?
Not really.
Okay. All right, guys.
Be playing NBA Jam later. Possibly.
What are you guys working on this week? Anything to look forward to?
I have to do a sponsor spot video, so it's not going to be a news video. But I haven't decided on whether I want to do retro game compilations on Switch or 10 Switch games I can't live without, which is stealing from Wood, but he told me to make it. So one of those two videos will be out this week at some point with a sponsor spot.
Oh,
'Cause
you're
Daddy
doing those
wants
again.
No, I haven't. It's for Skillshare. I haven't done the Skillshare one yet.
That's
I don't know
not
what the fuck
pro-consumer.
happened to GameFly. GameFly was supposed to do something with me, and they were like, "Okay, here's what we'll do." And I was like, "Hey, cool." And then they were like, "Hey, we're not going to respond to your email." Oh wait, they did respond. God damn it!
Cool.
Oh wait, no, they didn't.
Per your most recent usage of the word retarded in this show,
We are pulling all sponsors.
I feel weird saying that because I took that word out of my vocabulary, like, I don't know, like 5 years ago.
Same.
He's working on a finalized version of the contract. That was a week ago.
He's given up on you.
Everything moves slow nowadays.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's because of COVID.
But I didn't respond either.
Greg, what are you up to?
Have been making my way back to PC Invasion, just trying to get some normalcy about my life. But one thing I have been doing recently is, so I grabbed some of these from the Sonic movie.
Wow, that looks nice.
Yeah, this is like actually on the back, it's like a little activity thing, and it has like, the connect the numbers and stuff.
What?
So I've been like, framing a bunch of artwork and stuff I've had laying around. So
I have
I'm pretty excited to actually get the stuff on the walls.
I've been seeing more people frame things from our childhood. I'm like, wow, that is like the best homage. Like my walls are completely blank. I have so much room to hang things. So I used to play the Star Wars card game that was very popular in the 90s. And this guy, like I have all these cards, I don't know what to do with it. He made like he unfolded the box, put it in a frame, and put like some cards to highlight. I was like, oh, that looks so good.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad. I ghosted this dude for a week, but he didn't sign a contract. Whatever.
Just send him a video clip of you yelling and saying, "This is business." Anything else, Greg?
Stop it, Marco. Stop it, Marco.
Greg, anything else?
No, I think that should be it.
Oh, go watch my GameCube video from today. I used the new camera on it.
I did watch it.
The camera looks good, doesn't it?
Looks about the same as your others. I saw that you were doing your close-up shot to do your fade things as you're zooming on your collection.
Here we go again.
Why do you gotta look? God, come on, you gotta be like this.
You didn't watch the video because the shot you're talking about was from the DSLR. I'm talking about when I'm on camera.
I saw that too. I saw you talking about it, and you're
It
holding
looks
the game.
completely different. Go watch a video where I'm sitting in front of the arcade cabinets and from the DSLR to this camera. Night and fucking day.
So if I look at
I don't have to...
Nintendo
don't
Switch
have
is
to-
doomed. This is from a day. Oh, that's from the new camera as well, right?
No.
That's your old
Watch
camera?
No, that's a completely different setup. I have 3 setups.
My God, man. Okay, give me a video here.
Jesus.
The truth about Paper Mario Origami King?
No, none of those videos use the DSLR. Well, okay,
Why'd you get a new
Jam.
camera?
Watch the NBA Jam. The NBA Jam is the last DSLR video I did, and you could see the autofocus going absolutely fucking crazy
All
the
right,
entire time.
we're gonna watch this together. This podcast is now promoted by RGT85. Where's your NBA Jam one?
It's like a week or 2 ago.
Here we go. NBA Jam Arcade 1-Up review. Is that it?
Yes.
What is up, guys? RGT.
Oh my goodness, look at this
here,
guy.
and the
Did you lose weight?
A
finally
little bit, but not in that video.
All right, so definitely like blurry. Looks like you got some Vaseline on the lens.
Okay.
Um,
And that's DSLR autofocus settings and everything.
oh, you got the leopard pants.
Yeah.
Shorts.
All right, now go watch the video from today.
Okay.
It looks the same.
I don't sound like that.
pretty
Oh. The GameCube here. Okay. Well, here. Oh, coming in. So this is his collection behind bars.
That's via DSLR.
Was that
That's an
like
old
was
clip.
that an artistic
That's an old
choice to like shoot through the net?
Kind of.
Okay.
But that's an old clip anyways.
All right. So then let's fast forward to your face. Yeah, that looks a lot sharper.
Yeah, completely fucking different.
Yeah.
I adjusted 0 settings on that thing. I literally just put it there, hit record, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's clean. It's very clean.
That's clean. The
We can-
colors look good on it.
We can even see the
Mwah.
folds in your brick.
Yeah.
The wrinkles in your brick are
Oh,
showing.
yeah, it's very wrinkly.
Yeah, it's very nice. Cool. So yeah, you guys can go see that. Over on my in my world, there's a new Hey Jay Eats video where I finish up the Tokyo Treat unboxing. We're done. Now we're going into season 2, which I get a new snack crate from around the world in different countries. What are you smelling?
Do you know that I have a company? Hold on, what's the name of it? Have you heard of Boxu?
No, but wait, maybe is that Japanese snack box?
Yeah, it's Japanese snack.
They want you. They want you to do RGT Eats.
They want a 45-second mention for a nice little chunk of change.
Nice.
And I would assume I would get a free box of shit. So
Eat the fish.
free
snacks.
food. No.
So spoiler: the next country we're going to is Germany, and then I got all the streams lined up for this week. So we're doing Castlevania tomorrow, Animal Crossing every morning, and if I get anything else out, it'll be a surprise. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you all next week, same time, same channel, and until then, keep it classy, or as Sean would say,
Keep it classy.
or as Greg would say,
A little bit of both.
have a good night, everyone.